Aina. Yes, go for it.
Um, totally agree to whatever Shweta said. And also, somewhere I feel that the 2000s era, the films that came out, both Bollywood and Hollywood, I think the emotions were much more purer and everything was much more real. I mean, there was nothing of your Instagram and all of that, which is again like what Shweta said. So somewhere I feel that 2000s was something that for me at least I feel that is totally always going to resonate with me because I think that is how the human the human kind evolved and also saw how emotions were supposed to be portrayed. But then, right after that, everything just came down to your social media, to your Facebook outrage, and out of like all of that. And I think everything else just got extremely minimized. I mean, your focus got extremely minimized because I think before we used to have like songs which were like about 7 minutes, 5 minutes long, and now you have like songs which are cut to say 15 seconds, 20 seconds because of our focus, because of our attention. So, yeah, I think the 2000s era literally taught us how to actually live in the moment. I mean, how to literally just like breathe in and just to like live in the present and how to enjoy those small moments that life gave us because it was so cute, all the movies. I mean, I am a big fan of 2000s era and I like your Legally Blonde, your Mohabbatein, your Cough. I mean, like, oh God, the movie is literally it actually struck the chord and it actually struck the right chord. It did not give you a delusional mindset because those things were doable. I mean, if you want to fall in love, you fall in love madly. If you want to have a grudge, you have a grudge properly. You don't go like berserk like your hit movie. So yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sure people might just like contradict to this point or be like, oh no, Aishani. But then somewhere I feel your 2000s era were the true you. They literally resonated with every part and minuscule of what emotions were. So yeah, I'm a 2000s.
Yeah, totally agree with the attention span going down and frames flipping from horizontal to vertical. I think more content for handheld devices or whatever. But yeah, okay, I'll come to my points eventually. I think Himani is next. Yes, Himani, go for it.
Okay, so for me, 2000s is special because I feel like I grew up watching those movies. So major part of my thought process or anything like that, those kind of movies laid foundation for me. Plus, like both Hollywood or Bollywood, if I think of 2000s, the first genre which really like comes to my head is drama. And like the way things were created, that like it just felt you enjoyed that drama as a seriousness neither. Even the topic is serious, but the drama was blended so beautifully that you're actually enjoying it. And plus adding the theatrics of music or cinematography, it just felt really nice to watch it. And like as Aina said, it struck the right chord because again, feelings, like it actually made you feel those feelings. And even though grandeur was something, for example, अगर rated नहीं है, for example, कल हो ना हो, you can't think of being in New York and like just like ऐसा वो वाला sense, but you'll cry in that movie. So yeah, like that's why though that era and plus the songs, oh, epic dance numbers. Oh my God, किसने बोले चूड़िया पे डांस करने का नहीं सोचा है? Yeah.
Totally agree. In fact, I just rewatched Kal Ho Na Ho for I don't know what nth number of time last week, and the songs are still fresh as hell. It does not sound like a 20-plus-year-old movie at all. Uh, yeah, the feel is retained, the nostalgia is there. Yeah, Kal Ho Na Ho, yeah, definitely one of the top ones. Yes, Sunil, go for it.
Yeah. So for me, 2000s is like, I mean, so we were all coming out of 90s Bollywood, right? And I mean, the kids who used to, like, for example, all those filmmakers and producers, their second generation are going to take over. So, I mean, and they are coming up with new ideas. I mean, if you see, there's a lot of time which has been given to storytelling. बहुत वक्त दिया जाता था उस वक्त. लोग नई नई चीजें ट्राई कर रहे थे बेसिकली उस वक्त. आई मीन सॉन्ग्स को ले लो और चीजों को ले लो एंड हाँ वही है. And like movies like Dil Chahta and a lot of scope is given to the parallel cinema. Like Anurag Kashyap entered a lot of people 2005. He came up with some very good stuff. And I mean, you see, and there's a lot of diverse kind of movies came up. I mean, it was not just commercial Bollywood. I mean, you can say like a Khosla Ka Ghosla and the whole Anurag Kashyap gang and all. So they are all came up with the new ideas. And also people in India are more exposed to international movies. So a new audience, a young audience, watched a lot of international films also. So उससे भी काफी कुछ inspiration मिली. A very good example is Farhan Akhtar, who is also the next generation coming from that era, and he made Lakshya, he made Dil Chahta Hai, which is the coming of the age movie. So something like that happened in 2000. And again, music. Music, I specifically want to mention A.R. Rahman. That was the golden time when, yeah, and the 2000, but like 2000 was the best time when A.R. Rahman was at his peak. And I don't know what happened now because back in the day when resources were less, he used to experiment a lot and he made some great compositions. Music was really great. I mean, if you take about an A.R. Rahman or when EDM was not that famous, Shankar Loy or someone like them. So yeah, I mean, so it was a transition from 90s Bollywood to 2000 where people are trying new things, mixing, fusing, and not just Bollywood, like remix was also introduced. Like people used to, fuse new music to the older songs and stuff. So for me, 2000s is like that.
Yeah, totally agree on the music part, man. In fact, I have always, for a very long time, I've held this belief that 2008, 9, 10 were probably the best years for Bollywood music in terms of lyrics, creativity, diversity, the kind of music that we produced uh, those 3 years. It was insane, from Rock On to I think Jodha Akbar, and I don't know, a lot of great music that came out during that era. Yeah, totally agree on the music. It was also creative. It also fueled the story, I felt. It was not just there for the sake of it. Uh, yeah.
And
Moving.
also like the like all those album songs, if you remember.
Yep.
Like I'm sorry, I'm just a little distracting from the topic of movies, but a lot of these album songs like Falguni Pathak and all those other artists, they were at their peak back in 2000s.
Yep.
So they were also trying new stuff. So that's it.
Also, incidentally, I remembered what I wanted to talk about earlier was the reduced attention span. We have moved from cassettes with lyrics
Yes.
on the covers to, I don't know, lyrics streaming while it's playing on your Spotify or whatever. So yeah, that was one thing that was amazing. Yes, KK, go on.
Yeah, so hello everyone. I'm audible? Okay, so yeah, okay, so basically 2000s is pure childhood nostalgia for me, pure childhood nostalgia, because at that time there was a diversification in movie, there were a diversification in genre of the movies we have seen, like we had Golmaal, we had Oy Lucky Lucky Oy, we had देव डी, वी हैड विवाह एंड एक विवाह ऐसा भी, अगर गानों की बात की जाए तो मतलब it was like we had a BPL का TV in our house attached to a big music system and we used to put cassettes in it I was a child, obviously. I was around 4 or 5 or 6, I guess. मतलब उस टाइम का याद है मुझे. I am having that glimpse of those days. So we used to put the cassettes and play the songs, और फिर उसको वही वापस घुमा के डालना होता था. Pure nostalgia. So there is a like I have made a playlist also in my Spotify, especially for 2000s. उसमें थोड़े बहुत 2010s के भी starting के added हैं, but I have that proper playlist of 2000s. So yeah, it's pure nostalgia.
So move, I think, smooth segue into our next prompt. So how many of you agree with the point, or I don't know, the statement that, 2000s was okay, it is mostly nostalgia that is playing into uh, our minds right now, and not the actual quality of movies, because a lot of people also say that, we like going back to those movies because they feel a certain way. Do you agree with it that, quality has, maybe the quality was average back then as well, but it's just that nostalgia that keeps pulling us back? I think Aina had something to share.
Yeah, I mean, before you started with this prompt, I just had something to share, that is that the 2000s did not just like, is not just purely nostalgia, but then I think the 2000s also got in a lot of topics that were not really heard of. I mean, say your Chori Chori Chupke Chupke got about your surrogacy, and then your Viva got about how arranged marriages are seen in today's world, like in that generation, how it was seen. And then your that is Fir Bhi Dil Hai Hindustani, where got about your rape cases, and how molestations and rape cases, and how people like they had like videos and all of that taped. So all these topics were also got into the limelight, which we did not even know about much. But then the movies of this sorts actually taught us about it and made us more aware. So nostalgia and all of that is quite good, obviously, the songs, the movies, and all of that. But then I think these topics were also something that came in good limelight, because even if I'm not wrong, if a movie called as Erin Brockovich, which was also your 2000s movie, got about how a single mother, not having any kind of a background, not having any kind of an education thing, went and fought the most sought after fights with your PNG, which is something so amazing. So there were a lot of topics that were discussed that we never even knew about and had never even heard about, but then these movies got that. So I think your 2000s, even though it was all cinematic and all of that, but also were quite educational. So that is the thing that I actually wanted to talk about. Your 2000s was
Yeah, I think a
quite
lot of,
great.
yeah, not 90s. Blood transfusion from three different men was in 70s. It was Amar Akbar Anthony. Yes. But yeah, I agree with that. In fact, I recently for the first time watched Kabhi Alvida Na Kehna. I hate that movie for a lot of reasons, but for the first time I watched it. But I think the moral dilemma of seeking unrequited, or I don't know, immoral love was something that I cannot notice that in another movie in Bollywood at the time. And I hate SRK's character in it, but I admire Rani's character a lot. It was pretty, yeah, one of his more mature writings, but yeah, the movie overall is very, very average, terrible, badly done. But yeah, I'll not rant about it. Vittal, yeah, go on.
So actually, 2001, like 2000 started with like one of the like new concept that introduced like in the film industry, and that was the inclusion of a script. So in 2000s, we found that oh, there is a script that we need to have, because in 90s and early 90s, it was like okay, what's there in West, and we'll just like copy it and like have three songs added into that whole thing, and then have a not an open ending and all that. But like 2000 started with like Dil Chahta Hai, which had like amazing script around like three friends struggling in life or like finding their way in life. I think mostly the whole decade was more focused on like stories that are very youth centric, like the problems that the newer like age is facing. So basically you'll see like a Dil Chahta Hai or Swades or Rang De Basanti or like Lagan and all that, like problems that like a young India was facing. Like they need jobs, they need like clarity, they need they are questioning their government and everything and all. But yeah, so that's how I think that 2000 was the best decade in Indian cinema. And also I had this conversation with, okay guys, I'm flexing. This this conversation with Dibakar when, because he debuted like in 2000s, right, with Oi Lucky Lucky. So he said, okay, why like he was given that platform. The reason was that in like late 90s and like early 2000s, audiences were like not going to the theaters because like not good cinema and all that. So like these studios backed newer age directors such as Imtiaz, Dibakar, and Anurag and all. But then now again the whole Bollywood mafia, as he quoted, came back and like snatched away everything from them. But yeah, 2000 was the best. That's what I feel.
Pretty much the top picks of that decade. Lagan, Rang De Basanti, Swades. Yeah, pretty big movies, which were the first of their kind, I think, in what they did. Also, sort of parallel cinema as well, like Monsoon Wedding. Also, I think it came out around that time in 2000s, which is again a great movie. Uh, yeah, moving on. Akshay, yes.
Yeah, so 2000s was not only about the nostalgia, the quality as well. Because if you see the movies of at that time, see Vishal Bharadwaj's Maqbool, then Omkara, and then Kamine, which all stood the test of time. So it's not only nostalgia, but also the quality. And if you see the movies of the 90s, Saif Ali Khan doing Kache Dage, Ajay Devgan, and when before Dil Chahta Hai and Lagan, the last movie of Amir was Mela. So if you see the transition, the quality and everything has improved. And movies, no, Saif Ali Khan started doing movies like Hum Tum and then Salam Namaste, wherein back in the day it was Main Khiladi Tu Nadi and all these things. And it saw emergence of Anurag Kashyap, Dibakar Banerjee, then Sudhir Mishra, and then uh, uh, Preetham, and then Himesh, and then Imran Hashmi. Yeah, so all of these, I think these songs and movies are even relevant today. So it is not only nostalgia, the quality is definitely there.
Also, I think it. I don't know. It was probably the perfect time, and also the political setting to be able to make those kind of movies, because I can't imagine them being made in either 90s or uh, after. I don't know. I don't see Rang De Vasanti being made in. I don't know, any time after 2010 or 2013. Sorry,
I
so I'll be
actually
moving on
remember,
to.
no, no, I actually remember Salman Khan saying, "So this movie is ahead of this time. What do you think? तो अभी क्यों बना है?" बाद में बनाना था.
Yeah, I think Wanted is probably one of the best movies of that decade, starring Salman Khan. Ta-da,
Lucky.
ta-da. Anyway, yeah, no, moving on. Sunil, yes.
Veer, it was Veer, no? I guess it was Veer. Veer was in 2000s?
Yeah, it
Veer
was.
was in 2009, 10, or something like that, yeah.
Then this Yuvraj.
Don't tell me that Veer was a great movie.
No, not that much great, but for Salman, I guess. Wanted,
We
Veer.
started the debacle. Okay, oh, now the 2000s,
Yes.
2000s have ended, guys. This is what you will get.
ठीक है. Okay, I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, Sunil, do you have something to share?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
again, I don't think so that 2000 was anyway better. I mean, every decade have their goods and bads. So 2000 was also like that. One good thing about it, a lot of parallel movies, a lot of good cinema got recognition after 2000s. Like the one which are not your commercial, not your pot boiler movies, but they got a lot of recognition after, like through CDs and DVDs. Maybe not as much as the theatrical, like for example, back in 90s, a lot of movies, a lot of good parallel movies used to release, but they didn't got any such recognition. But after 2000, a lot of good movies like a Khosla Ka Ghosla, which was watched by audience, which is watched by people like the second generation, and that is one of the thing. And one good thing happened that I don't know if it's true, but before 2000, the producers not used to get loans from the banks. Has to rely on studios, which and again like they used to put their own money And what are the sources of that money, that whole mafia, and they used to borrow money from there, and then they used to make movies. So there's no freedom based on that. And again, there was no script, so they used to do an impromptu, and then and there they used to decide what to do. But yeah, that helped a lot. Like if someone was really passionate about a script or about a movie, and so they can, pitch to the bank that I am making this, I have these stars and all, so they can do that. And yeah, that's about it. And again, a lot of new directors came, uh, and a lot of new directors came, and they given their input, they given their movies. And also, like people started watching a lot of other cinemas also, like not just Bollywood, but like more Hollywood, and also the emergence of South movies also came, like through television, of course. That also happened after 2000s, maybe, and that got peaked like maybe the later part, maybe 2010s and 11s. That also happened. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, that's the thing.
Okay, speaking of directors, like you can recognize a bunch of distinct voices and visions, I think, from 2010s, from separate directors who had their own identity in the direction space. There's Priyadarshan, there's Mani
Yeah.
Ratnam, there's Ashutosh Gowarikar, Vishal Bharadwaj,
Yes.
Anurag Kashyap. So, do you think we still have that in Bollywood? And I took a very like a handful few names. There were many more at the time who had their own projects at the time, and they had a distinct style and vision for themselves. Do you still see that in the current landscape of Bollywood cinema? Shweta, if you could add that to your response with the next, yeah, with your response, yeah, whatever.
बहुत स्पॉट पे डाल दिया तूने
अगला तेरा ही था.
नहीं नहीं but I wanted to talk about like are we just nostalgic for the 2000s, or was it actually like pretty good and all of that?
Yeah.
I think the same way that our parents are nostalgic for the 70s, because they understand that they were a lot more involved in the art zone, and I am a little bit detached from it right now, and I know for a fact that going forward I'll get a little bit more detached from the movies, like ye kya tha, the recent tu tera main teri whatever, like it's a 16
Apparently, it's
more.
good. I mean, apparently, it's tolerable. So,
No one is going to no one is going to tempt me to watch that movie. I'm sorry. The title is horrendous. If I have to do a tongue twister every time I have to say the movie name, then I'm sorry, I'm not going to watch it. But that's the thing. I think maybe the younger generation relates to those kind of stories, and we have gotten detached from it. Maybe that is part of it. I'm sure
Yeah.
2000s had one fair share of, let's say, you know not good movies, right? Or not good music. There's a lot of experimental stuff that was happening during the 2000s, because it was a new age of cinema, digital world altogether. So I'm sure there will be a lot of bad things, but the thing that we do remember when we look back is always the good times. ये movie अच्छी थी. This is a song that connects me to this particular thing. I remember I used to have like a cassette fort that I used to do. I used to like balance cassettes on top of each other and make it like house of cards, basically. And yeah, I think guilty that I watched SSKTK. Arnab jail, straight to jail.
is that Sonu ki Tiku ki Piku ki that one? No, no, no. I don't know what that is. आज तक
Yeah,
नाम नहीं
and
याद है मुझे.
it just coming to your
वो
next
इट
prompt, I
वाज
think.
सनी सुहानी की तुलसी कुमारी, ऐसा कुछ था ना? हाँ.
सनी संस्कारी की तुलसी कुमार.
ओके. सनी संस्कारी, यस.
Took 3 tries to get the movie right. So I stand on my point.
Brilliant
Okay.
marketing.
Yeah.
Guys,
Great.
the creativity dead on the title itself. So forget the movie.
And just coming to your second prompt, right? When you said like, do directors have a certain kind of, I don't know, style of
Right now, do you
directing?
see that kind of diversity in directors? Uh, are there as many different voices in the direction or filmmaking space as it
No.
was in 2010s? Yeah.
They're very little. I think they're not getting the kind of backing that needs to be done for independent cinema, or like any kind of like experimentation right now. Everything is formulaic. So
Hmm.
then you will only back the few people that can get the money that you're putting in. So then it reduces the pool down to very few people, and then maybe those few people are also following the same kind of template. So I don't see that variation right now. Again, it's a very personal opinion. Maybe I'm not aware of the movies that are coming out. Maybe SSKTK is actually like groundbreaking in some sense.
Okay, before we move on, let's can everyone switch on their cameras? I'll just take a pic. Social media करना पड़ता है. Uh, Sunil, Sonal, Aina, and Ganesh. Yes,
Yep.
everyone. Thank you. Let me just.
ऑटो
Yep.
भैया के साथ ले लो. Sorry, I was just
क्या ऑटो भैया?
so, so
Okay, smile. Yep, that is out of the way. Before we move on, also, I would like you guys to pick one movie that you would want to defend, which others might consider as a bad movie or people shit on that movie a lot. Pick one movie, think about it, and we'll talk about it later. I want everyone to think about one movie that you would want to defend from the 2000s. Uh, and then we'll just go around everyone, ask what that movie is. Yes, Simani, continue.
Uh, Adding to Shweta's point, uh, exactly, like we don't have that many directors now in the space because like everything is kind of business oriented. Movies are not making money, so people are putting their investments in shows and all the serious stuff because they know कि okay, if like in the idea of story अच्छा है तो big जाएगा, but there's a hell lot of serious stuff going on like all over the place in OTTs now. So that's why the unserious stuff, like which Badass of Bollywood worked around. Um, Also, like coming to 2000, I want to add like we were not acknowledging the comedy movies. I know we had a session few months back on comedy movies, but come on, welcome, Bhagam Bhag, Hera Fairy series. I think we'll name it and we'll like those were the movies. I think Priyadarshan movies in general. So like those were the movies were actually like there was not it was all about timing in the comedy. Like it was not always about the references कि तुम्हें सारा knowledge होना चाहिए मीडिया का तभी तुम्हें मालूम होगा. But those were actually light-hearted movies which I kind of slipped off like in the next decade and the further this third decade of the century. It actually slipped off. कि कहाँ वो छोटी छोटी चीजों में quirk में इतना मजा आता था कि we just lost it. So yeah, I would love to have people list down way more movies. Garam Masala. Oh yes, I was really thinking about Garam Masala. Ah, yep.
Agree on the comedy front. Even Peace Khan and Om Shanti Om Chalo Theek Hai, it's not that doesn't fall in that genre. But yeah, I did say Priyadarshan, so the flavor of comedy was amazing back then. Something only matched by I think Rishikesh Mukherjee movies and those kind. Uh, the humor that is. But yeah, moving on. I think next is Arnab. Yes.
Yeah, I think what 2000 gave us was diversity. I mean, everyone has talked about that. So just repeating around those lines that I mean, there could exist a Shaurya and there could exist a Swadesh and there could exist this whole bunch by Priyadarshan, and there existed very good romantic films, very good rom-coms like Hum Tum, Ajab Prem Ki Gajab Kahani, to name a few, which is just there at the top of my mind right now. And also there is existed, like love stories which were not so pathbreaking, but like in a kind of an alternate cinema. Uh, like talking of someone brought about alternate cinema, even alternate cinema was well recognized amongst regular cinegoers. I mean, Deepa Mehta made Water, Fire. I think both of them are in 2000. Water definitely. I think Fire also is in 2000 only, or maybe very late 90s. Forgot the year. Mr. and Mrs. Iyer. And I mean, Konkona was making a Luck by Chance, and then she was making a Mr. and Mrs. Iyer. She was starring in a Mr. and Mrs. Iyer. So kind of diversity, very offbeat films which saw Bollywood superstars scaled to the level of ground, Raincoat, had Ajay Devgan and Aishwarya Rai, like a role like no other. I mean, I mean, everyone's platter and palette was happy, I think. I mean, everyone could find, uh, and of course, Himani talked about the comedy, and I die to find a good comedy today. मतलब कुछ एक अच्छा थोड़ा बहुत मिल जाता है ना, which is light, which is good. मुझे दिमाग ज्यादा नहीं लगाना पड़ेगा उसमें. And the jokes are always just not referential. There is always not a messaging or something. सिर्फ मीम कल्चर से उठा के, इंस्टाग्राम से उठा के जोक्स नहीं लिखा है. तो I mean, I kind of like the writing of Happy Patel, which I saw last week, I think. Not the, I mean, the film has its own here and there things, but I think the way Veer has written it, it shows his writing at least. I mean, the writing is very. I mean, there is quite a lot of things which are, I mean, said, but not in a did not feel very preachy to me, or maybe I was just too stressed with work. I just enjoyed it too much. But I think over from that time only, I can think of one director. I mean, Anurag Kashyap's last few movies have not done very well, and they have not been loved by many cinegoers also. But when I saw LSD 2, Dibakar Banerjee is one person I really admire. His the way he takes up, like very unconventional ways of filmmaking. When LSD came up, nobody could think of uh, uh, a movie being shot in a handy cam, and and the entire movie being shot in that format, which was very path breaking for that. And he puts, I mean, he puts, I think he's probably one of those people who still continues to experiment. Um, I remember I went for the Friday show of LSD 2, and there were like 5 people in the theater, रात को, and three of them walked away in the halftime because they did not understand what the movie was. It was just two people left of me, and there was the other woman who was just sitting beside me. And we stayed till the end. We both really liked the film. We had a discussion about that. But these days, like someone said, movies are much more studio controlled. It's not writing controlled. It's not. I mean, people are not ready to. People are just trying to gain. I mean, again, a film like Sunny Sanskari Ki Tulsi Kumari is doing well because the other movies are so either extremely violent. And Sunny Sanskari Ki Tulsi Kumari did a good business because the other movies are either extremely violent or there is very nonsense comedy. So in that phase, these kind of movies are passing by. They are just sailing like almost kind of an Andhome Kana Raja. So I think in that way, 2000 did not lack in quality because there was I mean, in a year like 2007, where both Bhool Bhulaiya, Jab We Met, Welcome, Akshay Kumar had, I think, 7 movies, Namaste London, uh, and there were other good movies. Only Akshay Kumar had 7 good movies. I remember in that year he had that kind of a thing at that point of time. So the downslope of and the jingoism and the always trying to please someone or the other, the content, 50-60% of the content is either trying to please this side or that side. I mean, I see both the sides involved. So I mean, there is people are not writing for the audience. I did not like Madgaon Express much, but I loved what Kunal Khenu said about it. He said that I could not relate to a certain film, coming of age film. I'll not name it. फालतू में फ्लैग नहीं खाना मुझे. But I liked what he said. He said that I did not could not relate to a certain coming of age film, which according to me was like just possible for only the very lavish. मैं मीरा रोड में रहता था तो मेरे लिए I wanted to write something simple. It's a very honest attempt. I mean, I personally did not enjoy the film. That's a different story altogether. But everyone, mostly people, have enjoyed the film, and his honest was attempt. I mean, his attempt was very honest, I felt. So because it came from a point of honesty, he wanted to write something relatable, like पैसे नहीं है, and then like but like planning something, and then the halawalu breaks up. So these days, these kind of film, I don't know, I cannot even remember. The last good thriller probably I watched in Hindi cinema was Kahani in 2012. I haven't watched, I mean a proper theatrical release. I mean there are a few, of course, in between in OTTs and stuff. I last week one of my friends asked me कि एक हिंदी सिनेमा बता ना अच्छा सा recent thriller. मैंने उसको ऐसे रैंडम ये करके एक दो नाम बताए. He's like नहीं मतलब उतना मजा नहीं है. I'm like okay कहानी देखिए. He's like हाँ कहानी देखिए वो मास्टरपीस है. I'm like of course. And even after like 14 years of have Kahani has been released, no one should be bear the cost of like ruining the climax. It's that good a film. So I think us that entire decade and a little maybe after that also, there were films which had story. So I think that was the main onus of 2000. And touch wood, we are lucky enough that we are growing up in those age, where as a child growing up, we do not. I mean, I did not understand much the sense and sensibilities of cinema. There was a. I mean, coming from Bengali household, there was always a Ray film here and there, and we grew up with a lot of Rituparna Ghosh films. But despite that, there was not much diving into the uh, mature kind of cinema. But even in Hindi, there were films which you could enjoy and feel the emotions it tried to convey. So I think that was very essential part of all the 2000 films. They take too much time. Sorry.
Yeah, no, no. Already said, definitely agree with it. I think they had a particular character. All the movies are very, very distinct. I don't see those kind of, or at least the movies now are not that. The quality is not that high on
Yeah,
average.
yeah. It always looks like they're appealing to the studios,
Yeah,
and whatever is left after that stays for the audience. I mean,
yeah.
audience आए तो आए मतलब audience आएंगे of course, but audience इसलिए आएंगे because I just saw a clip of very old clip of Amir Khan, which he says a very right thing. There are two things which sells the most. I'm not going into the question of morality, are violence and sex. So if your filmmaking, your storytelling is not strong, obviously you can use one of those two things and try to capture audience. I think I mean the recent hype about a certain film was much because of that. uh, Murder is a good remake. It has a lot of sex, but Murder is a very good remake of Unfaithful.
Korean movie or something. Yeah.
Unfaithful, Richard Gere.
Oh,
Uh,
acha.
yeah, I've seen it because I've seen Unfaithful. I found the remake even better. Like contextualized much better in an Indian scenario.
Uh-huh.
Unfaithful leaves you. Unfaithful has its own Hollywood style. I mean, it's made in that age. So Murder was made in this age, and so they had to give it a rounding. So despite having like quite like because Murder's sold on sex. Let's be
Yeah.
honest. But still, it had a good. I mean, the way it was adapted was good. I loved that film. And I loved that film when I saw it for the first time. Like, why are people just binging? I mean, obviously the sex is good. It looks amazing to see Imran Khan and Malika Sherawat still on screen. But why are just people binging on that? It's a very well made film. See
Yeah.
Malika's acting, see Imran's acting. They're very restrained. It shows that it has an Anurag Basu touch.
Hmm.
I think one of those few directors, again, yeah, Anurag Basu, one of those few directors who have tried to,
Really
let
experimented in the 2010s.
yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
2000s.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, making a murder at that point of time. I remember one certain morning the radio turned on, and in the morning Radio Mirchi program, Hello Kolkata, they were
ठीक
playing
है
Bhig
उठते रहिए.
Tere. Exactly. And I was like, what's wrong with them in the morning? The lyrics are only so suggestive. I hadn't even seen the video at that point of time. I'm like, ये तो lyrics से पता चल जा रहा है इसमें क्या होगा? So, so, but again, so they had good music. One thing I think, another thing that all the films had good music. Take any film, be it an art film, be it an alternate cinema, be it a mainstream cinema, they had good music. Look at all the Priyadarshan films. They mostly have, even sometimes, even in one song, that Halchal Ka when,
चैन आपको मिला हमें
yeah,
दीवानगी.
yeah, see, it's
I don't know.
such a humming song. Nobody knows this song. There's this beautiful song in Khosla Ka Khosla, Intezar Hai Eतबार. Like hardly people have heard it. जो अगर मूवी में देखा है तो देखा, याद नहीं रहता लोगों को. It's कभी वो गाना फुल सुन के देखना. It's not even, I don't know अभी है कि नहीं. 10 साल पहले नहीं था. I used to हाँ like search for it very hungrily. I could
Hmm.
never find it. I used to like download a MPC file कहीं से and just listen to it on. It's one of my beautiful, very favorite songs of all times. So they put sincere effort in music. Take Jab We Met, take Bhul Bhulaiya, there was a good balance of classical, there was a good balance of rock, there was a good balance of those peppy songs. Everything was there, and nothing felt मतलब कुछ भी बना दिया है. And today they are. I mean, A.R. Rahman has composed this music for Teresh Mein. I'm so disappointed. I mean,
Amazing music. So
yeah, I mean,
flavorless, so bland,
yeah,
so
I was like, what's wrong with Rahman at the end of the day?
yeah.
I mean, I still can pass with Slumdog Millionaire. It had a few things. I mean, I don't like the film at all, and not
Okay,
very
okay.
much fan.
We are digressing. Let's
Okay, okay,
let's
yeah, yeah, sure,
let
sure.
the room continue.
Yeah.
Also, I think one of the best thrillers of past decade. Incidentally, I watched. Uh, एक हसीना थी, सैफ अली
Yes,
खान
Saif Ali
एंड
Khan, Urmila Matondkar.
उर्मिला मातोंडकर.
Yes.
Amazing movie. I
Oh,
don't know why I had slept on it for so long. Last week I watched it. Amazing movie. I think, yeah, thrillers as well. Great
I could
decade.
not. I was so surprised. I could not recommend a proper like good thriller.
Yeah.
Which would like feel कि अरे अच्छी movie है, that kind of a thing.
Yes, sir, Mister. Can you think up
You
of a
could try
good?
Bhool Bhulaiya. Sorry, not Bhool Bhulaiya. Sorry. What's the Andhadhun? Andhadhun is a good thriller, I guess.
Yeah,
It's
but it's
not
not
in
2000.
2010s. Also,
Yeah.
let's not speak out of turn. I think it's Sharmista's turn to speak. Yes, Sharmista, go for it.
Yeah, so I like agree with all of you mostly. For me, I think speaking of directors, right now, I feel directors sort of lack a vision, or the purpose of making a movie. So, like mostly it is around remakes. You take a you take a old movie or a movie from the 20s and you just put some characters around it and you just make the movie. So that is something which I see. And also, speaking of good movies, I mean, there are a lot of movies. Like, I really like the Dhoom 2 part from like that series from 2000s. I think Aditya Chopra said in one of the interviews or in I think romantics or some series that he just wanted to make something a good like movie entertainer around robbery and the like chore police scene. So and then they made it. I really like the movie, the songs, everything, and also then Ajab Prem Ki Gazab Kahani, everything like those movies. Recently, I I mean I think few movies that have been good for me are like Humans in the Loop. I found that very distinct. And then even Dharak 2 also I liked. Of course, that is a movie. Now, there are good movies now, but then speaking of 2000s, I think, of course, like it was more of something unique. Directors had that creative freedom. They experimented, they took that chance, and even producers were willing to take that chance. Now, everything is like we have a frame, we need to fit in it. So for this audience, so we need to cater to that. Even jokes feel like forced laughter. So yeah, that's my theory.
Golmaal 3 is the last funny movie that came out of Bollywood. I won't let anyone talk about that. उसके ऊपर. Also, is it okay if we skip on to Ganesh and Jitendra because they haven't spoken yet? Yes, Jitendra, go for it. And then Ganesh. I think he skipped the meet. Where is he? Yeah, he'll come back. Yeah, Jitendra.
Okay, I think we had good horror movies also in that phase 2000s. So that was wonderful, I guess. Like the Darna Bana Hai Zaruri Hai, and even the good ones, like underrated ones. Like I remember 13B, watching 13B and was like blown away. Like how intricate details they had put in and doing that one. It was such an amazing movie. Such wonder. Even 1920, to some extent, was a very good horror movie. So in that phase, the experimentation, also the transition thing, also happened in horror genre. So yeah, in terms of that, that was a good one. Also, I think
Uh,
the talk about the nostalgic or something, the earlier talk that was happening. I think I have a theory that the era depends on who we are making the movies for. Like if now the movies are being like catered to a majority of Gen Zs. So basically, uh, that is the output that is coming on. So 2000s was basically it was catered to millennials. So that basically millennials is you can watch like we had a range of both extremes, right? We are not set to certain like a blinders on with just a certain consummation of certain entities. We did everything. We saw everything. We saw the transition phase and everything. So I think in that case they had the liberty to kind of, maybe we can take a risk, or we can explore a certain genre, or we can certain extremes we can go, and we can do a movie, and we will have an audience because millennials, ऐसा कुछ. I think so, maybe.
Dude, you talked about 13B, and I can't. I have to say that I don't know. There was some rumor that Hollywood is going to pick this script up and remake it in. It was that good and it was that original because people were suspecting that. Wow, what? We had no idea when I went to watch this one. But horror, definitely. All the movies that released during that period, Raz. I think TV also saw a lot of horror. I think
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
revolutions, post 90s Z horror show and art. I think, yeah.
Yeah, in the television space as well. Yeah, it
Yeah, in the
was a
television
good period.
space, yeah. Ganesh is back right in time. I think, Ganesh, you had raised your hand and you wanted to speak. Are you in the room with us? Yeah, go for it.
I thought some reason my Zoom kicked me out of this.
Oh, what?
Zoom kicked me out, showed some error. I had to
Oh, the
rejoin.
Zoom kicked you out. Okay.
Yep. So I completely forgot what I was supposed to take. First, I will tell the movie that I wanted in 2000s. There is this movie by Sudhir Mishra called Hasarong Kwaisi. I don't know if I'm telling the name correctly.
Hazaro
Yeah,
Khwaishein,
so that
yes. Yep.
yeah, that movie I watched it much later. I mean, after watching Serious Man, probably after watching his interview with Unfiltered by Samdesh. In that interview, he had an interview with Samdesh. After watching that, I went back and watched his filmography. And when you said 2000s, that was the movie that came to my mind because I'm my household. I'm from South, so Hindi movies that my parents usually talk about are older movies like 90s, 70s, Salim Javed and stuff. And for 2000 scheming, I had no point of reference. My cousins don't watch much of Hindi movies, so I had to when go ahead and find the movies. And one thing that I noticed the difference between 2000s movies and present day Bollywood movies are the 2000 directors, writers, producers who maybe didn't take audience for granted. They treated audience that people who could watch their movies, who could think on their own. There weren't scenes that were spoon fed. There were movies like Koslaka Gosle that was releasing in theaters and people are watching it. There was Divakar Banerjee started making movies at that time. Anurag Kashyap started making movies at that time. They all faced some issues at some point or the other, but still they were releasing movies at that time. So that's what I felt. Then songs, I don't know who talked about songs. Songs weren't something like set pieces or something with lights from 5 kilometers away and dance just movies songs just made for making a reel. You can just tell by the choreography and the cinematography of song that they are shot to be made as a reel. It wasn't like that. There were proper choreo. If there is a choreographed dance, there will be proper choreography. There will be proper camera movements. There will be proper editing. There will be proper color corrections just for the song. And the song helped the narrative of the movie. It didn't just randomly come in. People didn't randomly do toba toba and just cut to the next scene. People cried or laughter, some shit like that. That wasn't happening at Tucson. So that were stuff I think I wanted to tell. Yeah.
I think Sudhir Mishra, obviously, one of the names
Yep.
that are definitely quite underrated right now, maybe. I think we had a session on Hazaro Khwaishein Aisi back in 2023. Great
Mm.
session it was a couple of years back. Also, I think one more name that comes to mind is Nagesh Kukunur. He also made quite a few good movies back in the 2000s. Uh, Till later when he became an actor recently in Family Guy, or what was that? Patal Lok, yeah. Uh,
Pataluk.
yeah. Yeah, moving on to Shweta.
Um, God, what was the question? Like I think Arnav has stolen all of my points. पूरा breakdown दे दिया उसने पूरा 2000 like from every single angle, and I think he's like spoken most of what I wanted to speak. But I'm glad to see that everyone has had some or the other experience with 2000s. Like you remember this song from 2000s, or for example, for me, which is that movie, Arre Re Arre Ye Kya
दिल तो
Hua, which
पागल
is
है.
yes, that is the movie for me which defines 2000s. For me, like specifically
But it
that's
released in 90s.
I have no idea. I
You watched
listened
it
to
in
it.
2000.
You
90s.
understand
Yeah, I get that. I get that. Yeah.
I have a very weird connection with 2000s in that sense. Um, In terms of movies, which I will defend, one of the good movies is definitely Mission Kashmir that came out in, I think, early 2000s. I think that was the first time I realized that being born in a particular place is lucky or unlucky, whatever. It's a very early childhood experience that you get, that, oh shit, there are other people who don't live the same life that you do. I think that was the first political hit my brain got. And then maybe a little rebel was born, who's currently doing a 9 to 5. But in terms of awareness, that was a great movie. Um, and the one movie that I will defend to death is Love Story 2050. Um,
What?
I will
I
defend
thought
it.
it
Okay,
was Tare Zameen Par.
go and watch it again. It is a fun movie. You can actually make fun of it. You can, like, have an entertaining time out of it. It's very rare nowadays that we have an entertaining. I think the last movie I was entertained was in like the theaters was Rocky Rani. Okay, recently I think it was a very good,
Okay.
well-made movie. It reminded me a lot of like Farah Khan in that sense. Like, I think she needs to make movies again, like brain rot movies again. Um, yeah, I think that's my 2 cents.
I watched Love Story 2015 in IMAX in Hyderabad, and I remember a very different experience. 3 hours की खत्म क्यों नहीं हो रहा है भाई? A very Dhurandhar like experience, but yeah, moving on to it. Sunil, your turn.
Hi. Yeah. So, like, I have few things to say. There are two genres, like comedy, of course, because that is something which is very close to my heart. And I mean, back in the day, the comedy writing was so good, and writers used to get appreciation more nowadays. I mean, you can see that. I mean, they what are they doing? Why aren't they in movies? Is a big question, right? Like, for example, after Neeraj Vora left the place. You can see Priyadarshan really struggled with the new movie, right? So writers are really important. And a few examples, like have you seen like Ali Abbas Safar? What was his first movie? It was Mere Brother Ki Dulan, a comedy,
Oh yeah,
a rom-com comedy. What is he making now? He's making action, mindless action.
I thought that was Siddharth Anand,
Yes.
but yeah.
I mean, Ek Tha Tiger, he made Ek Tha Tiger and stuff. Again, so I mean, you can Anis Bazmi, like he used to make some great comedies right now. And now what is he making? I mean, you can see. So I think back in the day, people used to give more value to writers, whatever they had, and a good amount of time was given to storytelling. And now they just have this time and they just want to wrap it up and stuff. One more example, I don't know, I'm just giving examples of today's, they're not actually from 2000s, like Manish Sharma who made Shuddh Desi Romance and Band Baja Bharat. And what is he making now? He started making, I think made Ek Tha Tiger 3, I guess. After Fan, he was also, looped into that whole action genre by YRF. One another thing that happened that again horror was at its good. Not I mean without the VFX and all, a good script like a Darna Mara Hai or a Darna Zaruri Hai. 13 big. I'm I'm not a very big horror guy. I am shit scared, but 13B is a movie I really enjoyed, and one audience actually, like, people are start like the Bollywood has stopped making movies on, which is kids. Like, you don't see any movies on kids, like a Bhootnath or a Makdi or something like that genre. They just left the space. And nowadays, kids watch reels. They don't have anything to watch. Nothing has been catered to them. Back in the day, at least they have television there where they can watch a Shakalaka Boom Boom or something like that. And nowadays, that they don't even have that. I mean, you cannot trust today's Bollywood movies to take your kid with. So that is one of the things that genre has left. I mean, again, Bhootnath Bhootnath was the last movie for kids, which I remember. And yeah, I mean, back in the day, also one movie I would like to pick was called मैं मेरी पत्नी और वो, which stars Rajpal Yadav, and which was a very good movie. Stars uh, where Rajpal Yadav played a lead, and so if someone who has this good of a script nowadays, they will usually go to an OTT or a big star or someone like that. But that time, a director trusted Rajpal Yadav with that good script. So that happens in 2000. Again, these were my two takes. Comedy is an all-time decline. I don't remember any good comedy movies right now. Thrillers, a few thrillers are good, like answering to Arnab's question, now on after 2000s, I think a good thriller was I what is the Ayushmann Khurrana movie? I
Dadun.
forgot. Andhadhun. Andhadhun was a very good thriller. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed. Which came out of Sriram Raghavan. That guy is someone who's really, kept. I mean, all the directors. I don't know what happened to them, or maybe they got influenced. I mean, even Anurag Kashyap. I mean, I don't see him making something like a Dave D or something. Today, I mean, he has to delete Karan Johar's number from his phone. That I really believe. So
Oh
yeah.
wow, that came out unfiltered. Oh, speaking of
Okay.
Anurag Kashyap, Z5 I think Kennedy is going to release sometime soon.
Yeah, that I
Yeah,
made
get a
excited.
chance. Yeah, not that he's not trying to make good cinema, but he has himself said that Bollywood is now not experimenting and not allowing that kind of creative space. So he's moving on to the south. He's done a great job in Maharaja, by the way. Yeah. Also, I think a few directors that come to mind who have survived or maybe adapted to the modern flavors is one is Vishal Bhardwaj, Heather, and I think O Romeo is also going to be a great. Even Mattu Ki Bijli Ka Mandola was, a very unique flavor, a very experimental movie. And also Sriram Raghavan because he also directed Ek Hasina Thi, and then now you have Merry Christmas and all of that. So yeah, some of them have survived, but what's his name? Rajkumar Hirani. Yeah, again, Donkey did not work. Same flavor as 2000, maybe could not adapt. So yeah, there are directors, but I think it's not that diverse yet. Also, we'll move on to Shamali because she has not spoken yet. So, yep, Shamali, go for it.
Actually, I came to listen because I knew that people will cover whatever I wanted to say anyway, and everyone has done that pretty well. I just remembered midway कि I was in class मतलब I was in class first or second in 2000s. तो हम लोग का ना स्कूल में साल में एक दिन होता था when they would take us to some theater for movies जिसके लिए हम लोग को 10-20 रुपीज we had to contribute, right? And I just made a list of the movies that I watched throughout my school life. Movies like Makdi, Iqbal, Blue Umbrella, Chen Khuli Ki Main Khuli, all these kind of movies, children-oriented movies, they came in 2000s. And that is kind of a core memory for me. I don't remember the movie scene by scene now. But I was horrified of Shabana Azmi. Later, when I watched her movies, like the old 80s movies, and then I got to know that she is the one who played the witch in the Makdi. That was just mind-blowing fact that I got to know. तो अभी मैं कभी कभी सोचती हूँ कि आजकल ऐसे चिल्ड्रन ओरिएंटेड बस बच्चों के लिए इनोसेंट वाले मूवीज स्लो पेस वाले मूवीज नहीं आते ऑल्सो द चिल्ड्रन लिटरेचर एंड मूवीज इन जनरल दे हैव टेकन अ बैक सीट नाउ बहुत ज्यादा वी आर गेटिंग
Coco
सेंसरी
Melon is better, no?
over yeah now there is a lot of sensory overstimulation it's there like in our kind and I still remember the makdi ka gana uh, तो
Ungli na 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 na
Ugly
na
the
na na
Bakte
down
Anguli.
down.
Yes. I just remember it line to line. So, uh, like everyone talked about nice movies, but this is also one of the core memories that we have. And one more movie that I wanted to mention is 2005 movie Yaha. Jimmy Shergill, Manisha Lamba. I feel it's an underrated movie and even more underrated the songs. Everyone has to listen to those songs. They're amazing. Uh, Obviously, the lyricist is Gulzar. So the songs are very nice. Apart from that, music, I think it's Shantanu Moitra, the
Shantanu
music.
Mitra, yeah. Sujit
Yeah.
Sarkar, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yes, it's a very nice movie, but I think it got affected due to the I guess
Setting.
Mumbai flood or
Oh,
something. I'm not sure
wait,
about
that
it.
was Tumbile.
that was
Sorry.
तुम
No,
कुछ
I'm just kidding.
था या affect हुआ था
Yeah, okay.
तो yes, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Next is who? I think KK. Yeah, KK, go for it.
Okay, so I just want to talk about the army movies we got during that time. It started with, I guess, 1999 Border, late 1990s Border, and after that, it after the Kargil war, it became a trend in key LOC Kargil, Lakshya. I think that was the main reason why Lakshya got flopped. And but there was a very hidden gem amongst those army movies, which was Tango Charlie. I just love that movie. I just love that movie. Uh, there were some particular segments in that movie which were not मतलब इतना कुछ मतलब considerable कि ऐसा होता होगा, but नहीं, it was damn good movie. And I just want to recommend you all कि एक विवाह ऐसा भी के गाने सुनो अगर आप लोगों ने देखी है तो. Beautiful songs, beautiful, and as well as the movie also, because at that time विवाह के आसपास होने की वजह से it was like कि मतलब ठीक है करके वो मूवी भी ऐसे ही पास ऑन हो गई थी. So it was a good one with the songs, yeah. And one movie which will I will definitely defend all the time, because people didn't like that, and that particular time, Akshay was not, I guess मतलब he was struggling at that time, मुझे लगता है ऐसा, because during 2000s he was struggling. So it was Kambak Tishk. Kambak Tishk was इतनी brain rot. I, I remember my elder sisters used to मतलब बोलते थे कि नहीं देखना, नहीं देखना इसको. मैं फिर भी देखता था. मुझे वो मूवी इतनी पसंद थी. So yeah.
Oh yeah, Kambaktish. I remember that era. I think Blue also came out that same year. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, गाने तो बढ़िया है, but what am I watching? Doesn't make any sense. Uh, but yeah, yes, Sunil. I think you're next. I think Sunil is not here. Jitendra, do you want to go?
Okay, yeah, the movie I wanted to defend the that movie is I think Raju Chadha, I guess. That was like a uh, wonderful first half, I guess. I don't remember the movie exactly, but the initial things, it was so fantastic, man. At that age for me, it was so amazing. And it was also like I think he was the one producer for it, like Ajay Devgan. So he put all in, gone all in into it, and he production was huge and he did amazing. But I don't remember that second half itself. But yeah, it didn't work out, I guess. But that was one movie I think I really loved in the beginning. And another movie, yes, this just for the sake it exists. I want to defend Jani Dushman Ek Anokhi Kahani. It has to. Come on, you can't like everything can come and go. You will see wonderful movies and
Best
everything,
Sonu
but
Nigam.
there has to be a like a bottom, like rock bottom. You have to say, it's a A here. And also, such a long time to we were talking about Kalo now, it's still kind of relevant in it. This movie is still relevant in meme culture, so that is also it takes a level of mastery, I guess. So yeah.
Aja, aja. What songs, man.
Come on.
Yeah.
There is, just sorry to interrupt, there is one goated dialogue in that movie. सोनू निगम says, जब तुमको सब इतने मिलके कन्विंस कर रहे हो तो तुम्हें
तो
कन्विंस
मान
हो
लेना चाहिए. Yes.
चाहिए.
Yeah.
Obviously, guys.
Go for it.
You're talking to me?
Yes.
A film from the 70s.
Are you
Uh,
like checking me out?
okay, everyone knows the I don't know if everyone knows, but a film from 2000 जो मैं नींद से उठ के भी डिफेंड कर लूंगा, it's Swades, but that is a good film.
Who's
So
attacking Swades? Why do you have to defend it?
yeah, that is why that's a good film. But then there are two films that people may attack or not, but one is Josh and the other one
Oh, hello.
is
It's called Josh. Okay.
It's called Silaro Silare. Okay, I don't know anything else. There's Josh and Style, bro. Peak comedies,
Oh,
man. Like Josh is also a very good, like full entertainer and all, but it's still a good film. Like it's a semi-8 or I don't know. But Style was like peak brain rot and then still like having so much to offer. And it's a thriller. Means Bollywood is a genre in itself. It's a thriller, it's a comedy, it's brain rot, then even eve teasing is there. So everything is there. So like it is combination of peak Bollywood. So yeah, style. No one will like, and style too again. Like I don't know, it's called style two or something. Something it is called. फिर से style या style में रहने का something like that.
two
एक
styles,
स्टाइल
I
ऐसा
guess.
भी,
क्या?
एक
Two
स्टाइल ऐसा भी.
styles.
नहीं नहीं. They have better they have better writers to write. एक style है सब. I don't know what the second part is called, but that is also a good part. But the first one is peak, guys. Like that guy, I
Yeah.
don't know his name, but he can't act. But he was very good. The Sharman Joshi and the other bodybuilder.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, that
so
is
that.
also peak Sharman Joshi era. We had Golmaal and Rang De Basanti.
Uh,
Yeah, the same
and
time.
Three Idiots. Three Idiots were
Three
like
Idiots as well. Yeah, Three Idiots as well.
2010.
Yes, nine.
Wait, it was in 8. Yeah. Three Idiots was in 2008 or
2009.
9.
Nine.
9,
Yeah.
yeah. Sharman Joshi also peaked and then he's nowhere.
I just saw that Josh is available on YouTube for free. So yeah, might be
Yes.
my next
Watch
watch.
party. Watch party. वहीं पे
It's
Watch
Josh.
Josh.
party.
वहीं पे.
It's Josh.
It's
Shit.
It's
I think
Silaro Silare,
से बात करके
guys.
ऐसे ही हो गया. Slip of tongue.
It's not Josh. It's Josh.
It's Josh.
It's Chandrachur Singh kissing Kashwarya. So basically, it's that. Sorry, guys.
You're on camera.
I think Aishwarya was on a kissing spree at that point of time or what?
Crickets. Crickets all the way. Okay, I think we're coming to a close. Any last thoughts on this, topic? What? This topic. Are there any? Maybe we didn't talk about the music as much. Are there any top picks of, I don't know, albums that you have from 2010s? Uh, or
Very easy.
any?
Bhul Bhulaiya Jab Bhi Mein.
Oh wow, really?
Album. Yeah,
Album.
album. I'm not just talking about one song, full album. I'll tell you, I was so crazy about Amije Tomar. No wonder they stereotype us, but I was so crazy about the song, the dance, Vidya Balan, everything about that song. That I made my grandfather, my maternal grandfather, go and hunt down for us. उनके घर पे I did not have a cable connection in my home, but उनके घर पे he had a VCD player. I made him hunt down the VCD of Bhul Bhulaiya just to, and I sat and watched that entire film waiting that वो गाना कब आएगा. I listened to Amiji Tomar for the first time in a reality show, Saregama ZTV में, with this little girl from Assam. I think her name was Anamika, and she was singing this. And even Sonu Nigam had not heard the song before that. He said कि प्रीतम ने बनाया ना बेटा श्रेया का गाना. I still remember that episode so vividly. And that day, उस दिन से आज का दिन है. It is like I mean, it stays here. I mean, here always. It's one of my very, very, very favorite song. I mean, and thankfully, all the versions have more or less done justice. I was not very unhappy with all the versions, later versions which have come out. But again, the OG being OG. Although I really love Arijit's voice, but again, MG Sri Kumar added that like because he's a South Indian and he sings in Hindi, there is a beautiful exotica in his pronunciations if you listen to Amijad Omar. And MG Srikumar, I think, is the only connection from the original Manu Chitratar to Amjad Umar. So yeah, I mean, the entire album, Bhul Bhulaiya and Jabi Met, peak Preetham, I think. I mean, he has made
Life,
good.
Life in a Metro, Rock On, Tare
Rock On.
Zameen
Yeah,
Par.
I think Rock On is my pick for the 2000s. I think the first time when I heard it on radio when I was in college. Randomly, just you keep switching, just to borrow my friend's phone and do math problems on it, listening to songs. And then like Dil Karta Hai TV tower pe main chad jaऊंगा. Wow, that completely diverted my attention. Like wow, who is this new voice? What is happening? And then I remember watching it on the big screen. I think that album hit me very hard. All the songs are amazing. I think those 3 years. But yeah,
So,
Yeah,
guys,
yeah,
it
there was
actually.
a
yep.
yeah, there was a song around. I think it was around 2000 only. If you guys know, it was John Abraham in it. Cry, cry, itna cry, karte hai काय
That's
को. Which
झूठा
song?
ही सही,
from झूठा ही सही.
झूठा ही सही. Yeah.
Yeah,
Jhota is.
that song. That's beautiful song. Yeah.
Again, A.R.
काफी
Rahman.
impressed.
Maiya
Yeah.
Yashoda was an
My
amazing
time.
song from that. But my favorite pick is Do Nishaniya, which was last collaboration of Sonu and Rahman. Amazing song. But yeah, great album. Also, I think was Ajab Leher Hai. That movie also came out in 2010, right?
No,
Break
no.
के बाद.
Break
Break
के
के
बाद.
बाद
Break के बाद.
2013,
Yeah.
I think.
No, no, 10 only.
Later,
Break के
10.
बाद
Achha.
and this one, I Hate Love Stories. I think both of them came out in the same year. Yeah.
And about the kid wala movies, it was Wa Life Ho To Aisi
Oh
also around that
yes,
time.
I was just going to talk about that.
Hmm.
Amazing
मतलब
movie.
वो अपने आप में ही एक अजीब वो था.
Yes.
Chain Kulu ki Man Kuli.
मतलब
Shankuli, Binkuli.
I learned हनुमान चालीसा from
From
that
the
movie.
yes, exactly.
जल्दी जल्दी भी गा सकते हैं उसे करके.
I don't
अरे
know.
मेरे
2010s had a thing for Hanuman Chalisa. I think 1920 में भी था end में, and then there was also I think London Dreams में randomly that song ends with Hanuman Chalisa,
yes, yes.
the main title song. Yeah, I don't know. They had something going on with the
Raju
lyricism.
Chacha. You guys remember Raju Chacha?
Oh yeah, Raju Chacha. Yes.
I guess Tarzan was also from the
Oh
2000s.
yes,
Tarzan the Wonder Woman.
Tarzan. Yeah.
Damn.
I
The
actually
car, man. The car.
I actually read a research paper कि nostalgia जो होता है it peaks in your like formative years like our adolescent to our early 20s, and maybe that is why we are very much stuck with 2000s or 2010. So
मेरे
nostalgia.
prompt पे research फेंक के मार दिया.
अरे यार.
No, even
That's not that good.
I read this somewhere that there is a certain gap of years after which you start, like going back to those films more. I
And
cannot remember where I read it, but I read it also.
it's their adolescence and early 20s, and that is why हम लोग कितने भी बूढ़े हो 2000s and 2010 they will be always very close to heart for us, just like 80s and 90s was for our parents. So it has a scientific backing also. That's what I wanted to say. Thank
I
you.
don't know. I kind of pity the Kanti Shah generation. Kanti Shah नहीं क्या नाम है उसका? Kanti Shah,
Kantish.
yeah. Kanti Shah,
Kantish.
yeah. Dharmendra Reel is doing the circles on Instagram, and I don't know if you guys have watched it. It's horrible. From one of his movies.
He made Gunda, sorry.
Gunda, not Gunde. Gunde to,
Gunde was made
अच्छा,
by someone else.
yeah.
about the movie I have to defend. मैं अपने उस पे एक और मूवी पे अटल रहना चाहूंगा. I liked Veer. I don't know why, but I liked
Oh,
Veer
okay. It was like by
for
three
songs
people.
also.
You, Salim Javed, Salim Uncle, and not even Salman, only Sohail Khan.
Yeah, but songs were good. Yeah, songs were good.
एक ही तो गाना अच्छा था उसका.
ये सारे अच्छे थे यार, मुझे तो ठीक
नहीं,
लगा.
नहीं, एक तो अच्छा था यार जो एंड के अंदर आता है ना.
End credits.
सॉरी भाई, मैं बस जोक्स मार रहा हूँ, मैंने देखी भी नहीं अभी.
Veer watched it in the theaters.
We launched that Katrina Doppelganger क्या?
Zareen Khan.
हाँ,
Hey Bhagwan.
मतलब
I was trying my best not to say it.
I like that movie. मुझे ऐसा लगता था कि वो कैटरीना कैफ ही है काफी टाइम तक. I was
सलमान को भी
this
लगता
year
था.
old when I हाँ ये भी है.
Also, I think Yashraj also used to experiment because I suddenly remembered New York. New York came out then, and which
New
was a pretty
York,
good
New York.
movie,
Yeah,
With
addressing
good music
something.
as well.
Yeah. I think I don't
Oh,
know. These
Yashraj
movies have a
made
certain
great
तूने
films.
tendency.
सुना कहा.
Yeah, they have a
Even
certain tendency.
Rocket Singh also came, na?
Oh yeah, Rocket Singh was 2009. Yeah,
2008,
8
8 or
9.
9. Yeah,
like
yeah.
late
Yeah,
2010.
2000 only. Rocket Singh was also in 2006. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Look at
Yashraj.
Kank
That is a
and
fact that people were ready to put money also, knowing that, I mean, I think they knew that it might not get market, but still they could. Aj, I don't think there is a very much of a scope. I mean, Netflix is releasing some show called DC Bling. It looks costly. The production design looks costly as F, and there is nothing. I mean, I mean, there is nothing. There is not even content. I mean, it's not even reality show. I don't know what it is. I like
Oh,
because
Anjana,
stories
Anjana,
में वो दिख
yeah,
जाता
yeah,
है तो
me
I
too.
someone and share and someone has such a wide variety of people in my list. Someone shared this teaser in the story. I said so hyped about this. I'm like, okay, this close to following unfollowing that
Yeah,
person.
he's like, okay, now I have to unfollow.
Yeah, I mean, imagine the kind of money that has gone behind that show or whatever it is. I mean, it could support at least 10 indie films, good films which struggle a lot to get funding.
Yeah.
I feel genuinely bad. I mean, that is, I think, the days era what we are living in. But back then, people were ready to budge in. People saw directors, people saw actors. People, I mean, not all film did well, despite having good stars. Maybe, maybe they were
Kurban.
off-bit film. Yeah, Kurban
Yeah, good
also. And
songs.
yeah, so also did not do well, maybe, but people were at least making. Aaj to they are not even making it. I mean, they are only either doing I mean, yeah, let's not get repetitive. Sorry.
Also, I don't see that happening in Hollywood, though. I see a lot of flavor and diversity in Hollywood
Yeah,
in terms of
exactly.
making
This
experimental movies, but
right.
Bollywood does not have that. I think South is doing
Yeah,
a much
Mostly
better
yeah.
job there.
I mean, now
both
the
studio
regional
background.
film
Regional
industry
movies,
has
yes, actually, yeah,
the
the regional
regional
movies are much
all
better.
the regional film industries have come up in the post 2007 17, I think, era. I'll speak about that because I started watching since that. So there have been such a good upsurgence of good films, be it the Malayalam films or the Tamil films, good Tamil films, or there are good films coming up even in languages like Bhojpuri. They are making sensitive films. People who haven't heard even of Bhojpuri film industry, they're making sensitive films, not the typical latka jhatka kind of films. So people are, I mean, regional cinema has come up. I mean, everything except Bangla, I mean, that has gone down the trash. But all other regional cinema is coming up with good films. Yeah, Gujarati films, many, all regional films. Somewhere or the
Like
other, they are
Wash.
trying to put out thing. So, but Hindi cinema, on the other hand, is getting disappointing with every other pass. I think that is one primary reason. I watched a film like literally three times with three different set of people last month. There's this film in Geo Hotstar. I found it so light, so breezy, so warm, so comforting. I literally watched it like मैं पहले खुद देखा उसके बाद दोनों को बिठा बिठा के दिखाने के चक्कर में 2 बार और देखा. So, I mean, it's rare to find films which are, like which you can watch at the end of the day and feel relaxed about. I mean, that sense of
Yeah.
calmness has gone uh, missing. Yeah, sure. The Marathi film, I forgot the name. That Vidyalaya. I forgot the name of the film. This came out just recently, like last
Kanji
one.
Huti Vidyalaya.
Marathi
Yeah,
is
yeah,
an extremely underrated film industry again.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Maharashtrian
Atma
cinema.
Pamphlet.
Exactly. So many good films have come out in the past, almost a decade, 2017 onwards, if I consider.
Also, last year there was this Odia movie that I remember was there in the theaters for just 1 week, which was
Hmm.
very acclaimed. It's called Bo Butu
Boom.
Bhuta. I don't know how to pronounce this, but apparently it's very good, and I could not go and watch it in the theaters. I don't know why. I can't remember,
Uh,
but I
Yeah,
was
exactly. People are not, I mean,
boom.
these kind
It
of
was boom,
projects
kya?
which should be more backed and not
not
something,
sure.
I mean, shows
Yeah.
like Discipline.
This is a comedy horror movie, but it was very like generally you don't hear about Odia film industry, right? So I was very intrigued by that, but it was not there in the theaters for more than like 1 week. So yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Also, I think there is an not advertisement. Uh, you know what? Shweta, take the stage.
Ad बोल दिया उसने. अब मैं like how do I even proceed from this? Guys, basically, I don't know if you've following Abstract Room's Instagram. I think Sankar recently just posted about a new event, which is an extension to this session. Basically, if you loved talking about anything which is 2000s Y2K inspired, and someone recently, a Gen Z person asked me what is the full form of Y2K, and I almost like slapped them. So please don't ask me that. Go Google it if you love if you want to like keep talking about this, because again 2000s, this session itself, I'm trying to understand that it's such a vast topic, right? You can talk about movies, you can talk about music, you can talk about like regional cinema back then and right now, that we're still having this conversation. So basically, we are having an offline event to talk about the Y2K uh, era, because it's been 25 years since 2000. We are all old. We're going to die all soon. But then before that, let's talk about the good old days. Hey, चल ना एक महीना ही हुआ है. 26 years. It's just been 1 month. That's fine. So the event is going to happen in Mumbai at Khar, and it is on 14th February. So obviously, you know that we will do something about Valentine's as well. So the theme is going to be both romance and Y2K, and how romance in the Y2K era versus romance right now is such a stark difference. Right? It's not no longer like fun, light, airy. It has to be very intense, and like yeah, it needs to like be relatable to a lot of people. नहीं तो फिर क्या ही फायदा?
Yeah.
All of that stuff. There is more information on the Instagram post as well. We'll again, post it on the groups again. But basically, we'll have a little bit of mixer, and then there will be a pop culture quiz. So if you think you are very, adept at knowing the 2000s, please come over there, and we can test your um, nostalgia right there and then. And then later on, we're also going to have a little jam session for all of the songs that we couldn't sing today. So it'll be really fun. I hope to see all of you there. And yeah, that's about it. There was one thing that I wanted to ask. Forget about movies, okay? One prompt. I don't know if Anurag spares me the time. Um, okay, can't hear you.
Hello, hello. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Basically, my prompt was going to be, other than movies, music, whatever, what is the random, 2000s thing that you were obsessed with that no one else would understand, but you definitely did? Like, for example, me, you remember the color boxes that you used to have? Big suitcase जैसा दिखता था वो. Dry colors, horrible crayons, but I was obsessed with it. I wanted it. And when I finally got it, it was too late. Okay. And then the fad had already gone. And I was no longer cool because it was cool before I even imagined it. So yeah, that has been one of my regrets कि यार ये थोड़ा सा late मिला life में. Yeah. You guys can go. Yeah.
I think of Faber-Castell के sketch pens, वो ऐसा connectors वाले. Oh my God, the bigger the better. It was like ऐसे 100 वाला भी लेके आके. It was so cool. And plus those stickers, जो 3D stickers आते थे, used to stick on notebooks, like Barbie के, flowers के. I used to so obsessed with them, and like when I got chance after like having that banter with parents कि please दिला दो and everyone stopped using those. So yeah.
Anurag.
I just uploaded a image. I think when it comes to stationery, I think this was the peak in sketch pens, coloring sketch pens. It was called Reynolds Artoons. क्या f- मतलब क्या ही experience होता था. The fluidity of it was amazing. And the thing is that this was a very limited stock, and I don't know, maybe it was not a success, but it was amazing. One of the best quality stuff. But my top pick of I don't know, a feeling that I would want retain from that I've written from 2000s the time is train journeys to Bengal mixed with comic books that I used to pick up at the station that my dad used to get me. I think that entire journey, comic books were not available because graphic novels are, a sort of higher priced even now, even back then. We used to have a company called Gotham Comics in Bangalore. They used to do second copies of these comics legally or illegally. I don't know that. I don't care. And every time you go, you find a copy of the most recent, running issue of that entire volume. And so we used to travel 12 months later or 6 months later, and I used to only get, the entire story between those volumes is gone. And then what happened to Spider-Man? What happened to this particular character? I have such gaps, and I used to fill those gaps with my memory. And the first thing that I did with one of my first paychecks was I bought the entire digital series, rented it, and read it out. But yeah, I think Train Journeys was definitely a big. It's just not the same anymore. Yeah.
Way Z. I used to like these badges, though, that we put on the bags, like on bags and all, to like nobody's perfect, so I'm nobody,
What?
something like that.
That
Yeah,
is,
they were like
वो तो
badges
नंबर
like
प्लेट
that.
में जाता है.
Yeah, it's on my number plate now. But yeah, guys, I like मेरे को बहुत late ये मौका मिला, but now I have these badges on my back. So I am still living in 2000s. People call me cringe, and I'm like,
Is there a
nobody's
tamasha?
perfect. People call me cringe, and I'm like, nobody's cringe. So I'm nobody. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, this train journeys also, man. मैं बहुत like these long as train journeys and like this bus travel, road travel was like peak 2000s, जो मेरे को बहुत recently मैंने like किया. When I went to RRC and like there was like a 17-hour delay. I was like, oh yes, I'm back in 2005. So that was great.
Neil, I think,
Yeah.
right? On a next.
बोलो 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 बोलो.
Yeah, KK, you can go ahead.
Okay. About the train journey, as Anurag mentioned, there अभी भी आती है शायद. I don't know. चंपक magazine या
Yes,
comic चंपक.
yes,
So
comics.
yeah. So there's a story about it. Whenever at that time, whenever we used to do the train journey, I used to इनसे मतलब मम्मा को बोलता था कि लो इसको, क्योंकि इसके साथ एक गेम की सीडी भी आती है. और होता क्या था कि गेम की सीडी वाज ओनली विद द इंग्लिश वंस. और मुझे मम्मी बोलती थी कि इस इंग्लिश वाली को पूरी पढ़नी पड़ेगी, तभी गेम खेलने दूंगी. तो मुझे वो पूरी ट्रेन जर्नी में वो खत्म करना पड़ता था, एंड आफ्टर दैट मुझे अलाउ किया जाता था कि तुम्हें अब गेम खेलने दिया जाएगा. एंड ऑल्सो अराउंड द 2000s, my father got posted around in Kolkata only. So I had a बहुत blurrish memory of Kolkata also. अब पता नहीं मिलता होगा या नहीं, या कहीं मुझे उसके बाद तो कहीं नहीं मिला. देर यूज्ड टू बी अ मैन केम हु यूज्ड टू केम विथ दीज इमली एंड चना एंड 1 टका 1 टका 2 टका 2 टका ऐसे करके. अब यहाँ कहीं नहीं मिला, मुझे कहीं भी नहीं मिला. सो इट इज ऑल्सो वन ऑफ दोज 2000 मेमोरीज फॉर मी. एंड ऑल्सो हर लड़की के पास एक लेडी बर्ड की साइकिल एंड हैना मोंटाना का बैग, ये रहेगा, ये रहेगा. It was fixed. So yeah.
I just forgot how much like मैं इतनी बड़ी fan थी Hannah Montana की. Oh my God.
Also,
Thank you
Lizzie
for making.
McGuire,
Oh हाँ.
the entire Disney
Yep.
Plus lineup.
Yep. Wizards of Waverly Place. Power Rangers SPD. Okay, I'm
What was
sorry.
this Hindi spin-off उसका? चमत्कार? No. What? जैसे फरीदा जलाल थी. The
Sharara.
शरद
नहीं, Sharara.
शरारा.
Sorry.
शरारा?
Sharara.
शरारा
Sharara.
शरारा. Same.
शरारत.
Yeah, उसी. Yeah. Who's next?
Ramni.
Am I the next? मेरा सिलेक्शन हो गया है? Okay. So, I mean, I was obsessed with something. I think nobody will relate to this, but थोड़ा अलग है. बट क्या था कि हमारा स्कूल ना 100 साल पुराना था. मतलब 100 साल का बिल्डिंग था पुराना. वो जो कोल्हापुर के राजा थे उन्होंने दिया था उनका ओल्ड पैलेस. तो हमारा स्कूल वहां पे था. और इसके बीचों बीच एक बहुत बड़ा सा पेड़ था ऑफ अ फ्लावर. मराठी में उसको बकुड़ बोलते हैं, बकुड़. इन इंग्लिश इट्स कॉल्ड स्पैनिश चेरी. मैंने अभी गूगल किया है. सो दिस इज द फ्लावर. छोटे छोटे फ्लावर्स होते हैं. तो क्या होता है कि वो रात में फ्लावर्स आते हैं और सुबह वो नीचे से गिर गिर जाते थे. तो हम लोग ऑटो से स्कूल जाते थे, तो हम लोग थोड़ा जल्दी जाते थे. एंड आर कॉम्पिटिशन वॉज कि हम लोग जाएंगे, वो सारे फूल इकट्ठा करेंगे और उसका गजरा बनाएंगे. So that was a crazy memory. I was never into that, but just my competitive spirit was just so high. कि Saturday को I used to go like 6 o'clock and I would collect those flowers. और मैं एक पानी में रखती थी, फिर घर में आके मैं गजरा बना के I would give it to my mother, my grandmother. So that was something I was very, very obsessed with. And one thing that I absolutely sucked in school was art. I could never draw. मतलब नहीं, मैं बाकी सारी चीजों में कंपटीशन में फर्स्ट वगैरह आती थी. That was the peak era. But art was something which I could never excel. And I remember ki the girl who used to like score the highest or who used to come first in the art competition, she had that, as Shweta said, उसके पास ना वो बहुत बड़ा क्रेयॉन वाला कुछ तो था. बहुत डब्बा. I was like, मुझे लगा कि maybe because I don't have it, that is why I'm not able to, draw well. तो मैंने बहुत I cried so much to my parent. I begged कि please give me that, and they were like, it's in bad investment. You are bad. You will not get better. So that was my dream to have that dabba, and I still feel bad because I could never get that. It's just sad. Yeah, that's all.
I want to gift Shamli that suitcase, and then she
Thank
can
you.
finally realize that it is so useless. Shamli, just like your talent, it is useless. It does not do anything. Okay, they're so dry. Yes,
It's
Ganesh, you
like
can go.
oil pastels or what? What was the
The sketch pens were very dry.
crayons? Sketch
Yeah,
pens ही थे. Okay.
it was all everything that you can ever imagine in the art world was in that little suitcase. It
Hmm.
kind of opened up like
It
this.
was black. It was like multi-foldable thing. उसमें crayons, sketch pens, whatever you
Color
have it
pencils,
there.
everything is
But
freaking
none
there.
of
था, संसाधन था, बस प्रतिभा नहीं थी.
ये भगवान.
nothing worked in it. Nothing. It just looked cool, दूर से.
Sunil, are you in the room?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, please go. Yes.
Okay, things from 2000. Would like to name a few. Walkman. Walkman. I think Walkman was 2000, I guess. Yeah. Walkman is
India में तो
something
2000
which.
में आया. It was 90s, but then India आते आते I think 2000.
Of course. That's the same for internet also, but yeah. So Walkman was something which, and slam books. I guess slam books were pretty 2000. Slam book. I used to feel. I used to. We used to feel. Used to feel like what we like, what we don't like. Boomer. I guess that was also 2000. I guess Boomer. We used to get like tattoos and all from. Yes. And what else? What else? So one something which I really like. There used to be small digestives used to get like it was similar to Hajmola, but it's not Hajmola. It's called Aam Pachak. Maybe it used to get in my place in Calcutta. I don't know if it used to be in the entire country. It's called Aam Pachak. Maybe it's there. And so one thing that I really like, so with Milo, you guys remember Milo? With Milo, we used to get a dart board, and me and my brother were crazy about it. So dart board free में मिला था, a magnetic dart board, and me and my brother used to play darts with that. So that was a good childhood memory. So yeah, these are the things from 2000.
Summed up actually. Badminton racket from Milo as well. Oh wait, it was a TT racket, not badminton. Was it? Milo?
तूने जो
It was
खेला वो
it was
रैकेट
it
बन
was badminton.
ऊपर over the arm हो गया, under the arm. Oh, it was badminton. Oh, I didn't know that.
TT was
Yeah,
गया.
then Ganesh. Yeah.
Yeah. First thing when you was talking about Milo, I remember Boost having those yellow color and orange color dot things. Yeah, it was much more tastier than I used to, find only that and eat it just to get the taste. But later on, I found out they were just sugar things, not complete. They were just sugar, nothing else. I thought that was supposed to give us the energy, not the other brown things. The orange and yellow things was supposed to give me energy. Then there was something in that our school did. I don't know if any other school did. There was during Army Day or something like the Kargil War Day, something like that. We were mandatory to pay 10 rupees for a sticker, a small sticker they would give. And everyone in my class hated that, but I loved that. I used to collect they buy for 10 rupees, I give them 2 rupees and take that from them. And I used to paste that in my box, in my bag, in my book, everywhere. Then there are name slips of actors, WWE wrestlers, everything. Name slips was a thing, and yeah, cards I mentioned, and cards, especially the card with JBL. In every card they printed at that time, maybe the bicep size of JBL was had a printed mistake. It had 1925 print. It was supposed to be 19.2. They printed 1925, and whenever JBL comes, people would say that and win that, take the card from others. So I remember that. Then gully cricket, I haven't played gully cricket since 2010. So yeah, 2000s.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Oh no, yeah, the rest of the room gone. Sorry. You're next, or is it Akshay?
So yeah, do you guys remember the cassette games which came along? So Super Mario, Contra, Duck Hunt, Circus Charlie, Adventure Island, and then the advent of Pokemon, Beyblade, and then we used to collect games. Then there came trainer cards, and then it's different game versions, Game Boy, and then even if we didn't have a Game Boy, we used to run a simulator on the PC and used to play it. And then cricket started getting popular, the NatWest Trophy, and then the 2003 World Cup when we came to the finals, and it peaked 2007 World Cup win, and then 2008 IPL, gully cricket, and then playing cricket in the evening. And after that, after getting tired, the IPL starts. These were amazing memories.
I was just stating about the floppy disk games. I don't know if you had those. You had to like blow before you even put them in. Yeah.
That was a myth, though. Are you talking about the floppy disk ones or the 9999999 plus wale
No, no,
usme?
no.
Because those are
Yeah,
the ones you have to blow in too.
Yeah. Floppy disk is a storage device.
नहीं वो पता है यूज किया है टेल मी मोर
ये सफेद बाल तो नहीं दिखाई दे रही है. Which is telling you I know what a floppy disk is and why the save button has that icon.
mm,
And I was talking about that 999 unlimited
yeah.
97.
You have to put that thing a huge with dots. You have to put that.
In the console. In the console.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Where you get guns to shoot
Duck Hunt.
Oh,
chicken.
Duck
Duck Hunt.
Hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did
That
you
was
guys leave
fun.
your footwear outside the computer lab?
Of course.
Yes, we
Oh,
had to.
Of course.
Because I think virus or something.
So the same thing,
Mouse
right?
with balls. The mouse with balls in them. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, they can go ahead. Like I don't believe
Yeah.
it was a okay, मुझे ऐसा लगता है अभी भी कि वायरस घुसता है. मुझे ऐसा बिलीफ है कि कुफू करने के बाद ही वो फ्लॉपी डिस्क वाला गेम चलेगा. There were some bad shit from the 2000s, but I will believe that. I don't have superstitions. This is what I believe though.
You know what? This sounds like the USB stick insertion. वो तीसरे बार में ही ढंग से घुसता है. पहले तो दूसरे बार में उल्टा नहीं जाता है. That's what it
Then
sounds.
Third
no,
or fifth or seventh.
then वो तीसरी बार ही घुसता है. Also, I don't know if in terms of like fashion, I don't know how many people were keen on the 2000s fashion. Those very metallic eyeliner that people used to put, or very metallic lipstick that these guys like Rani or
Channel V.
Karina,
Yes.
Karisma,
Yes.
that used to put bhai sahab. It used to glow on that screen. What a lovely era of how to present. Like the display was really good. All the colors were popping, and now everything's very, very, very flat. Headbands are making a comeback. I'm very glad for that. Bell bottoms are making a comeback because I think this is the second comeback of bell bottoms. 70s में था, फिर 90s, 2000s, early 2000s में they made a comeback, and now they're making one again. Shiny shirts, yes, yes. Anything which is like very bell bottomy, even on the sleeves, right? You had like those flower sleeves that girls had. I don't know in terms of fashion, what else can I think of?
Someone mentioned CD in the chat. I remember we used to buy that CD of pirated series, and there will be two movies. The first half will be one movie, second half will be another movie.
There used to be a video parlor.
Yeah, there used to be video call.
Oh yeah,
And
also
then
Nero Burn. I don't know if you guys have used it,
yeah,
that burning software, the CD
and
burning. Hey,
the
Yeah,
video
God.
parlor also had an arcade, if you remember, the arcade
Yes.
games, the Pepsi Man and all these things.
Virtua Cop.
Pepsi Man, Virtua Cop, and then this Mortal Kombat.
But like आजकल के बच्चों को बोलो कि like burning CD और torrent भी नहीं पता है लोगों को, which is like
They know upload direct. Upload करने की
laptops
जरूरत
don't
ही
have
नहीं
CD things now. Laptops
sorry.
don't have CDs
Mm.
thing now.
My old laptop still has that CD thing. Still
Flex.
works. I don't. Who was this? I think this was someone on the retreat. I think it was Parth, if I'm not wrong. He bought a dabba phone, and the dabba phone was flip. I was so jealous. Everyone was so jealous on that retreat. कि ये क्या ला दिया तूने? It was so stylish. Every time he used to and obviously it was mostly a no phones retreat. But every time he did get a call or he was checking something on his phone, he used to flip it. क्या
Is it the
aura था?
Samsung Flip?
I think it was Nokia. I think it was Nokia.
Oh, it was Nokia, the one of the older ones. Oh, okay.
One of the older ones. Yes. Yes.
Remember the
But
Motorola
seriously,
phones?
that
Yeah,
flip was
Motorola,
amazing. Yeah.
blue
Motorola,
color,
the
neon blue.
Walkman series.
और क्या रोबस्ट हुआ करते थे वो, बिकॉज वी यूज्ड टू प्ले अराउंड विद इट इतना ज्यादा, एंड देन खराब होता ही नहीं था वो. Like they're not built to fail like products are
Yeah.
today.
And again, in terms of experimentation, I think they did a lot for the phones as well.
Yeah.
Random features डालते थे. Random features. There's a phone which can detach from the middle and then just ऊपर वाला part can just turn 90 degrees. Why? क्योंकि वो वाला side अगर capture कर तो घूम ना, तो घूम ले. That was
Uh,
there's a lot of experimentation.
Motorola Flip had those image
Sony
display thing
Ericsson was
over
definitely,
the
yeah.
front part. You could flip down and you can see through the front top of the phone. You can see the display. You can touch
Yeah.
it, but you can see the display.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sony Ericsson, that green color dot, that was so badass.
Wait, I'll just upload one of the phones. I think the best phone that I've
Forgot
had.
Ericsson. I forgot Ericsson. That had completely lost my mind. Yeah.
my first mobile was Sony Ericsson, and
My
it
first
was a
smartphone. Yeah.
kick-ass. Yeah, fuck.
Wait, I'll just show you. It was so cool. I don't know why my dad
Yeah,
got me this.
very creative ads at that time.
People with the BlackBerry phones, they flex at that time.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think BlackBerry was.
Like BlackBerry was उस time का iPhone, I think. Like before
Yeah.
iPhone was iPhone.
In the presentation, I think the first iPhone, BlackBerry without the keypad, he starts off
Yeah.
Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
Look at that image. Okay, it was a phone. Is you have to use it landscape में. If you can use it portrait maybe, but you turn it to
Yeah.
landscape and then you slide it up
Yeah,
and
yeah.
there's an entire QWERTY keyboard that's
Yeah,
there
yeah, man.
or
Yeah.
buttons.
Yeah.
The last time I had, it was not that costly. It was somewhere around 10K at the time, which is not super costly. Blackberries and all those used to come at 30, 25K, which was super costly back then, 2010 mein. 2012, I think I got this phone. Dude, this phone was, I have never had this kind of a phone again. With that, look at the character that it has. Ah,
Remember
This
those Casio
Ismar was
wristwatches with a calculator on it? The flex which some students used to get.
Yeah, I think even
They
Samsung
used,
had a similar phone like this, Samsung Corby or something.
Samsung
But
had, Nokia had.
but
If anyone watched the 24
design-wise,
series,
Sony Ericsson could beat anyone any day, even today, I guess.
I love that landscape flip thing so much that when I got my first smartphone, I knew that that is something that my hands are more like used to rather than typing with one phone. Just to move it to landscape and then type it.
Yeah.
Obviously, not very accessible, not very user friendly, but loved that landscape flip thing. It was very okay. I'm sorry to use this word, but it was very cunty. Okay, all those things, they had some kind of that I can't describe it in words at this point. Yeah.
style मार रहा है तू. What was that? Shining मार रहा है.
there is the series called 24 in English. It's available in Geo Hotstar. In each season, the guy, the hero Jack Bauer uses different kinds of phones
Kiefer
of that
Sutherland, right?
other like this.
Yeah.
See, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
24.
He uses the phones. He had one of these phones in one season. He had something you could turn 50 degrees and you have to do something. You have to turn like the phone will be like that. One of the if you have to use the keyboard, you have to pick this up and do this to use the keyboard. You have to type like this and you have to look at somewhat like this to use the camera or something. So he has all those, era specific phones in each season.
It was before Tony Stark, na?
This type, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Maybe
spy
that's why you
for
need
spy or something.
that's why you needed 24 hours, I guess. But for me, like the moment when you kind of realize that English movies can be seen in English is
Oh,
something crazy.
yes.
Okay, when you grow up, I think you always dinosaur aa gaya, bhago, and suddenly they're talking in English and you kind of at the first glance you don't understand anything because the obviously the slang and all that happens, right? But you're so used to seeing the Sony Max and all they play the Hindi version of all the Hollywood movies, and you see the
Tony Mac se
original
yaad hai, extra shots
extra
was
shots. Mandira
another.
Veer.
Not just that. I think between I think advertisements चालू होने से just पहले or maybe the movie
Oh, that
reviewing
you
the
had
movie.
mentioned.
So extra shots करके आता था, and then there was some random amazing fact about a movie. I remember one
Mm-hmm.
about murder where Mallika Sherawat refused to kiss Imran Hashmi because he had just had a meal which was onion heavy, and I remember everyone laughing at it and then just going silent 5 minutes later. It was a dinner table thing, okay? It was wild.
क्या
Same with
मतलब
cricket
बाकी बातों की
commentaries.
नहीं आती.
Same with cricket commentaries.
There's also like I used to think, when I first started watching movies in English. Firstly, yes, I was like, what do you mean these Gora people don't know Hindi? Like it's a basic, like kya. The
Tu
other
sala hamari juti ke niche.
exactly, at least accent में बोल. But the other thing was I immediately could not get exactly what they're saying. And then उस time पे captions नहीं थे यार. Like I think none of these movies or like these channels used to put it on caption. So my biggest fear was that my school is teaching some random language and naming it English. And then because this I don't understand, I'm like, कुछ तो हो रहा है, कुछ गड़बड़ हो रहा है because I'm not understanding what these people are saying. Weird fears I used to have. Yeah.
Cartoon
I
Network
had
used
the
to be
same
mostly
relationship
in.
with Hindi.
Oh.
Sorry.
I had the same relationship you had in English for Hindi.
तो like ये गलत हिंदी पढ़ा रहे हैं हमको, ये क्या डायलेक्ट है भाई?
There was this movie Van Helsing. So it was remade in Telugu by some banner, Lakshmi Ganapati Films, called Dayala Kota. It was a blockbuster.
Oh,
Van Helsing. And then
Van
James Bond.
you guys remember Sarabhai? Right? That was the
Oh
thing,
yeah.
2000s.
Hindi television was such a wonderful and amazing place that
Yeah,
oh my
television.
God.
Yeah.
And the fact now, like when the Game of Thrones came in, I kind of remembered, I went back and remembered, oh fuck, we used to wait 1 week for an episode. Like now we are such like we were so used to like binge one after the other, right? That time we used to wait like one episode. I used to like कोई भी कोई है हातिम or any of this is there used to
Hatim
come.
was such a
Yeah?
delight,
Hatim,
dude.
Yes.
yeah.
Hatim was
We
Shakalaka
used to
amazing.
wait
Boom
a
Boom.
week. I was like crazy. It is such a crazy time. Such patience we had. And it just happened in that.
Also, the ones that were very like I think Hum Punch, all of those
Mm.
college-oriented जो series थे उस जमाने के, which were very, I mean, we want to say that they were ahead of time, but for that time, everyone consumed it very well.
Yeah.
I think
Sanjeevani.
right now we are behind that time already. Yeah.
Sanjeevani came before Grey's Anatomy, okay? They ripped us.
If you remember the tune.
भाई उस सीरीज ने मेरे को जितना ट्रॉमा दिया है, वट एवर सिम्टम्स, मैं सिम्टम्स बना रहा हूँ खुद में, ठीक है, जस्ट लाइक अभिषेक उपमन्यु कि मेरे को कैंसर है, खास खास के जोर से खास रहा हूँ, एंड देन देयर इज लाइक अ स्मॉल ट्रिकल ऑफ लाइक स्पॉट ऑफ ब्लड एंड लाइक फक आई गॉट कैंसर. फक इट, फिफ्थ स्टैंडर्ड में हूँ, खेल रहा हूँ बाहर, एंड आई गेट अ नोज ब्लीड, आई एम लाइक शिट, आई एम गोना डाई.
ड्रग्स दो मुझे,
जिंदगी बड़ी नहीं,
ड्रग्स दो।
Oh, do you guys remember?
बाबू
I
मोसे.
remember the name of the doctor even, Dr. Shashank. I don't know, some surgery happens and then they are going out for a holy celebration and then they have to be called back emergency में एकदम क्योंकि वो कैची भूल गया अंदर पेशेंट के, उसे कैची निकालना पड़ेगा अंदर से, and that's
And
like for 6 hours the patient is under that कैची अंदर फंसा हुआ है state and then there's like fuck हमने तो fuck up कर दिया, पूरे हॉस्पिटल की बैंड बज जाएगी, all of that stuff.
actually, that was cutting edge
That's
Scalpel.
technology.
that's half a season of Grey's Anatomy you just
I mean, can
mentioned.
you imagine the guts?
Yeah,
I think I don't
pouring
know
out
what
blood.
the patient will die of earlier. Either the metal infection, yeah, for being under anesthesia longer than they were supposed to be. Was any medical factual thing?
वो तो हाउस में
In,
भी नहीं है.
how dare you?
No, house is not. House is heavily inaccurate, very exaggerated.
I will be in delusion and say that,
हाँ नहीं
house
ठीक
or
है.
most, yeah. I'm
House
constantly
is the most accurate out of all others that exist, but
Pit,
हाँ,
pit.
it's heavily
There's pit.
that's bit.
The pit.
the pit.
Bit. Oh, I haven't watched that.
Oh, it's
That's
crazy.
really good.
Scrubs is like the comedy version of
Yeah,
those.
Scrubs is I
Yeah.
think it is hospital drama with heart. It's pretty
Hmm.
good. Yeah.
दूसरों के हाथ नहीं होते क्या?
That kind of
Mm. Shruti Seth from Shararat. I had a huge crush back
I still have a huge crush on
then.
her.
Yeah, man.
Also,
Huge.
was she the one in Fana? चांद
Yeah, yeah,
सिफारिश
yeah.
में उसके पास में, or was it a different
Yes,
one?
yes.
It was
Yeah,
her, ना? हाँ.
Yeah.
yeah, she was also one among. She didn't make it big in Bolly.
Looks header back.
Pogo used to be good.
Which
Who?
one?
Yeah, man.
Pogo.
Tiny TV.
Mad.
Oh,
Takeshi's
Mad.
Castle. Takeshi's Castle was the
Takashi's
goat.
Castle.
Yeah, man.
Shumena, Kambala Investigation Agency.
You know,
I just
my cousins and I used to watch it together, and we still greet each other, looking at each other like "Tampadi boss," because that was the signature back then. Okay,
yeah.
it was insane. We have a group with that name. Every time we meet, it's like,
Javed Jaffrey's commentary.
oh yes, it was
Yeah,
amazing.
Bamba Bam Bam Swagatam.
And then after someone wins, he's like, और जीतने वाले को क्या मिलता है? कुछ नहीं, ठेंगा. सब लोग अपने घर जाइए. It's like because literally the winner never used to get anything.
Did anybody win?
No,
Yeah,
no
people
one
won.
wins.
yeah,
The
yeah.
Some
opposite team or
sick people won,
opposite
I
wins
think.
always. The end was something like you need to shoot a paper thing.
And
They would
sometimes
be
he used to
driving
have
around. Yeah.
he used to have
The
very
Nickelodeon
suggestive
thing.
jokes sometimes, okay? And he used to get away with it. Even now, I
The,
remember. Oh,
the
Nickelodeon, yeah.
Nickelodeon
Legends of
thing.
the
The
Hidden Temple.
Temple of, yeah, man.
Legends of the Hidden Temple, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Also,
Kaludi.
I don't remember if you guys remember this. Sorry, I don't know if you guys remember of this uh, cartoon called Cat Dog. There's a cat and a dog joined together. It used to
Swat
come.
Cats is what I remember.
oh.
SWAT Cats तो
Yeah, Sweat
बड़े
Cats.
मियाँ
Yeah.
छोटे मियाँ वो नहीं. It
Hmm.
was just before Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Mm.
Wait, they're both infused in, as
Yeah,
one?
they're fused into each other, and the dog is obviously the naive one, and the cat is the smart one, and the dog always gets away with it.
Wait. Oh,
It's very
Have
funny.
you imagined this in your
Oh my
childhood?
God! Oh my
No, no, it's a
God!
real thing.
Oh my God!
I don't know if you guys
Cent-
know. It's a real
it's a
thing. It's a real thing. There is no
centipede.
but.
Cat
but
dog.
Cat and
I
dog.
Thank you, Sonal.
I have a question. Like, which parts which were like on those
It
things?
was a kids show.
Yeah.
There is
Okay.
no but. No, neither of them
Yes,
have a
there is
but
no
in
but.
this. Just FYI.
No if, no but.
Oh my God. The rest of the characters was like normal.
Yeah.
सिर्फ
Like
यही
a typical
पगल था.
Nickelodeon thing, like SpongeBob, right? You have a crabby sort of a
Hmm.
character or ये वो. And
Nee,
the
I need to see this picture, like show your screen, because I think both you and Sonal are having like a Mandela effect right now. When you
बहुत बढ़िया.
think,
ये ले देख.
Okay.
what?
Yes, it
Okay.
Oh,
was.
it is.
There's
Yes.
cat dog.
Oh, yeah.
A Lulu cat
Cat
dog.
कौन सा? अच्छा,
Look at that.
yeah.
That's some, I remember this with some other name.
The cat was obviously the cunning one, and the dog was the bichara naive one. This one used to always try to, I don't know, get money from somewhere, or कुछ तो उसको riches चाहिए थी. But the dog was a simple, he used to like to help people or whatever, or people या जो भी उनका aggregation है उस universe में. But yeah, amazing, very funny series at the time. Yeah, look at him, so
Someone
The
goofy.
has
dog
done
looks
an
similar to
anatomy of
Courage.
cat dog.
Oh no, I will not go into that. I will preserve my memories as they are right now. No dissection required there.
The dog looks like Courage, the cowardly dog.
Hold on all of these things. Like,
That's a
Hmm.
different IP. Also, Courage the Cowardly Dog is a
Mm.
stellar piece of art that
Yeah.
needs to be talked about.
Ed and
Samurai
Eddie.
Jack, that came just after that. Samurai Jack.
Samurai Jack was amazing.
I cried. I remember crying for the last ending.
Also, very few series used to be concluded. Samurai Jack was one of them. It used
Yeah,
to
it come out like 2, 3 years gap. The last season or something
five
came
seasons. Yeah,
after something. Yeah,
yeah.
sometime back. I mean, after a gap.
Also, I don't
most of
remember. I don't
the
know if you
seasons,
guys remember.
had smoked something or the other.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I
yeah. Courage the Cowardly Dog वाले तो बिल्कुल. Yeah.
there was no way they were doing this sober. Recently, I think someone had mentioned, "Oh, I didn't realize Mr. Bean was an alien." I'm like, he was the original PK. What are you talking about?
Yeah, there is an explanation video saying, imagine what if Mr. Bean was an alien. There is a
What do
huge
you
video
What
imagine?
if
saying,
it fucking starts with that?
what do you mean,
Do you
what if,
believe?
what do you
Yeah,
mean,
वही
what
तो.
if? And Courage did whatever Rick and Morty did or are doing now at that time.
Courage had ChatGPT, okay, and that too a sassy version of it. It was amazing.
I am forgetting this part. What do you mean he had
I
ChatGPT?
think Courage,
He had
Cat
the
Dog,
computer,
and
na?
Eddie are from the
There is a
same.
computer he
वो
used to
कंप्यूटर
talk
पे
to.
टाइप करता था and the computer used to come
It
up with
talks
such
back. Computer
snarky
talks
remarks.
back.
मैं क्यों बताऊँ तेरे को नहीं आता है क्या जाके खुद कर ले. It used to be so funny. I think Sonal was saying something.
Yeah.
नहीं नहीं sorry मेरा lag है. I was saying कि Ed, Eddie, Cat and Dog
Oh
and
yeah.
Courage had same cartoonist snake शायद किया है.
Hmm.
Because they had the same style, like it was the same
Mm.
crazy kind.
Ed, Ed and Eddie has a very wild and morbid theory. If you guys have watched it, I don't know. It's a series, it's a cartoon about all kids, right? There are no parents there. There's no grown-ups. So apparently it is the setting is actually it's all fun and everything, right? They constantly it's kids having fun and in their own neighborhood or whatever that place was. Apparently these are kids who are in purgatory and hence there are no grown-ups around and they're in the transition phase and they have so many evidences that they've picked from throughout the series that why this person is attached to that wood plank and all of that. It was insane. It is very morbid, but it makes a lot of sense.
There was a huge Reddit thread some months back with the Dead and Eddie. Yeah, I
Hmm.
read. Not
I think I saw this on a YouTube video or something. Must be, yeah. Oh, they're
there
coming
was
up with
Kids Next Door. Next Door.
Kids Next Door.
Yeah,
And now they
that
have,
was
what is that? Cockroach. Wala kya hai
Augie
वो?
and the Cockroaches, right?
Augie and the cockroach. What
Augie
is
and the
Augie then?
Cockroach.
Who's the cockroach?
They, it's like Tom and Jerry, but what if Jerry was three cockroaches?
Okay, wow. So what is Augie then?
Augie's the cat.
Cat and cockroach.
Yeah,
And
I mean the Hindi dub version is better. Like one
yeah,
had the
there's
voice of Shah Rukh Khan, one was Salman Khan, one was Amir Khan. You know, the
No,
enunciation
there was
was
Sunny Deol and Shah Rukh Khan, right?
yeah,
Sunny
something like that. There
Deol,
was
yeah.
another many different from the Nickelodeon when it dubbed. They did Shah Rukh Khan, they did Salman Khan. There was something called something with shark, a mermaid, and a cat or a tiger, something like that. And the tiger keeps trying to woo the mermaid, but she only has shark as a protector or something like that. I don't
Four,
remember the series name.
the four things just reminded me of name, place, animal thing. I don't know why. I used to play in school. Name, place, animal thing. Also flames. Flames, guys.
Flames.
Yeah.
नोटबुक के पीछे flames करना है क्रश के साथ.
If you don't get something desirable, do it again until.
Yes. Loves me not. Loves
Yeah.
me, loves me not.
Write a different spelling of the name. If that name didn't work, write a different spelling of the name
Oh
and
yeah,
try
it
again.
was like every problem had one solution. ना उसमें हाँ वही पूरा सरनेम के साथ लिख इस बार, एक का
हाँ,
सरनेम डाल, एक का मत डाल.
नहीं एच नहीं है उसके नेम पे, एच नहीं है, एच निकाल, अब ट्राई कर.
Book cricket, guys. Book cricket.
Book cricket as
Pen
well.
fight.
हाँ,
Pen
इतने
Oh,
fight.
pen
सारे लोग
fight.
Pen fight. Who had the most mota wala pen?
मोटा वाला pen. Yes.
And remember the pen which had all the inks in a single tube.
Cartridge.
So
Yeah.
no. In a single pen, the enclosure,
Yeah, you have
you could
6 different. Yeah.
yeah, six.
Yeah, I have that.
Yeah,
I
I
found it
bought that
somewhere.
recently because it's very useful.
It is so weird to get this from not your local stationery but Amazon. It feels like I don't know, cheating. Like मेरे को चल के जाना पड़ेगा. Geometry box is a thing that I have to go and purchase at a stationery.
geometry box. I used to remove everything and use it as a box because it was a flex at that time. Used to remove everything, the protractor, the compass, everything, and use it as a normal pencil box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Minimalist. Before
Or the
minimalism was a
fancy
thing.
ones where like had the sharpener and everything. My God.
Mhm. And I used to put rubber on that, and on clicking the button, that would open and it will throw the rubber away.
Yeah.
After you sharpen the pencil, the remains, so you can put it in a separate compartment.
Yeah. Or in your friend's bag.
Yep. I don't know if you guys remember this कि flames खेलने में अगर marriage आ गया तो like this was like a big thing. Now the two people couldn't talk to each other because shit got serious.
Awkward as fuck.
Yeah.